Zhuo suddenly returns when Hung is away on a business trip, leaving Hoai Ca to face challenges and difficulties she's never encountered before. Without Hung's protection, can Hoai Ca handle Zhuo, who has hurt her in the past? But this time, will Zhuo push Hoai Ca to the brink again? Or will she realize her mistakes and find a way to make amends, apologize to Hoai Ca and Tony? As secrets begin to unravel, a series of unexpected events will change everything. Where will this all lead as the truth is revealed and relationships become more strained than ever? Will these people find a way to resolve things? Or will everything be consumed by revenge and endless hurt? If you don't want to miss any of the thrilling details in this story, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel now. The Vu Lan Festival was here a day for everyone to gather with family, but Hoai Ca was preparing to spend a peaceful holiday with Tony, even without Hung by her side. She stood in the garden, quickly tending to the tomato plants, though something still felt missing inside. But before she could think about it too much, the front door suddenly swung open. Zhuo was standing there, a large bag in hand, his expression slightly surprised when he saw Hoai Ca rushing around. "I came to visit you for Vu Lan. It's rare I get a break, and I wanted to visit the baby," Zhuo said with a smile, his eyes scanning the small house that Hoai Ca was living in. Hoai Ca was taken aback, but tried to keep her composure. "You didn't let me know you were coming. I'm just working on the garden. You can sit at the table and rest." Zhuo walked inside, his gaze still carefully examining every corner of Hoai Ca's home. Hoai Ca could sense his strange attention, but she couldn't stop thinking about this sudden appearance. Could it be that Zhuo had come back to finish what he had started? "Your garden looks great, but it needs to be arranged like this to make it look more organized and beautiful," Zhuo commented as he looked at the rows of vegetables Hoai Ca had been tending to, not forgetting to compliment her. "It's not just me doing it. Mr. Ha helps me a lot," Hoai Ca replied, her eyes briefly meeting Zhuo's, wanting to keep things simple. Zhuo didn't say anything, more sitting down at the table to drink. Things between them were no longer the same. Zhuo's cryptic words made Hoai Ca feel uneasy. Could it be that Zhuo still had some hidden agenda with her? As Zhuo sat down to drink, Hoai Ca's mind was in turmoil. Unspoken emotions flooded her heart. She remembered the difficult days, the pain she had endured, and Hung's absence made her feel more alone than ever. While the holiday season brought families together, she and Tony could only try to find joy in work and the small things. Zhuo quietly observed her as he waited, not saying a word. They both sat in silence, each lost in their own thoughts. After a while, Hoai Ca couldn't hold back anymore and spoke up. "This holiday doesn't mean much to me anymore. It's just another Vu Lan festival, a day to honor family, but I don't have anyone left to remember." Hoai Ca said, her voice tinged with sadness, unable to hide the sorrow inside. Zhuo looked at her, sensing the deep loss within Hoai Ca, but he didn't know what to do. He spoke, trying to comfort her. "Still, Hoai Ca, you have Tony. You have your family, even if it's small. It's everything to you now. You're not alone." Hoai Ca shook her head. "Sometimes, maybe being alone is better, Zhuo. Do you know how that feels? Facing everything alone, making decisions alone, suffering alone with no one to share it with." Zhuo fell silent, unsure of what to say next. He could feel the pain in Hoai Ca's words, but he didn't have the courage to face those emotions. He had caused her pain before, and now he was the one trying to soothe it, yet not knowing how to do it right. After a moment of silence, Joe quietly spoke up. "I know you're upset, but if you need anything, just tell me. I'll help you, Hoai Ca." Hoai Ca felt a little uncomfortable. She had rejected Joe's help many times in the past, but this time she felt she had no other choice. Though she didn't want to rely on him, she couldn't deny that sometimes she really needed someone to lean on. "I know how to thank you, Joe, but I don't want to depend on anyone, especially you." Hoai Ca replied gently, her eyes filled with determination. Joe didn't push anymore. He simply looked at her, his gaze full of sympathy, and there was an unmistakable sense of regret. They both continued to sit in silence, but each of them was wrestling with their own thoughts. Could Joe do anything to make Hoai Ca feel less alone? Or would he just be another passing figure in her life, adding to the sorrow that couldn't be healed? The atmosphere seemed to grow heavier as Joe and Hoai Ca continued to sit in silence, neither of them saying anything more. The stillness was suddenly broken by an unexpected phone call. Joe picked up his phone, glanced at the screen, and furrowed his brow. Hoai Ca noticed the shift in his demeanor, his eyes now tense. "Sorry, Hoai Ca, something urgent came up. I have to leave right away," Joe said quickly, standing up and hurriedly gathering his things. Hoai Ca looked at him surprised. "What's going on, Joe? You're leaving without any warning." Joe looked at her, his face betraying concern. "It's something really important. I have to go now, sorry. I'll explain later." Hoai Ca couldn't understand why Joe was leaving so suddenly. She stood up, feeling a mixture of confusion and doubt. "Can't you stay a little longer? Just like that, you're going to leave me alone?" But Joe only shook his head slightly. "I can't, Hoai Ca. It's too urgent. I'm sorry. I'll explain everything later." She stood there watching Joe rush out her mind, racing with unanswered questions. What could be so urgent that he has to leave like this? Or is he just trying to avoid me again? She wondered. A sense of unease began to rise in her chest, but all Hoai Ca could do was stand there watching Joe's figure fade away. With a shake of her head, Hoai Ca told herself not to let these thoughts trouble her. But deep down, she felt that something wasn't right. Once again, Joe had left her alone, and this time, the feeling seemed heavier. She sat back down at the table, her gaze fixed on the door. Would Joe come back, or would he vanish, like before, always disappearing when she needed him most? The feeling of abandonment hit her heart like a crashing wave. Why was it that every time she found a little peace, someone had to come and disrupt everything? But then Hoai Ca didn't want to worry too much. She told herself that she could take care of herself and Tony. She could be strong, even though these things sometimes left her exhausted. Most of all, she couldn't just keep waiting for someone else, could she? From deep within, Hoai Ca wondered if this was a sign of a turning point in her life. She had gotten used to living alone, facing all the difficulties without anyone's support. But was she being too tough on herself? That question kept swirling in her mind as Joe once again walked out of her life without leaving a clear explanation behind. After Joe left in a hurry, Hoai Ca couldn't stop the thoughts swirling in her mind. Her relationship with Joe had long been full of misunderstandings and tension, but this time it seemed like everything had reached its breaking point. How many times had she promised herself that she wouldn't let herself be dragged into such uncertain situations again? But now, Joe's appearance had once again brought everything back to questions without answers. Hoai Ca sat back at the table, feeling empty inside. This holiday, she just wanted a peaceful break, a calm space to reflect on her life. But everything seemed to keep revolving around unresolved issues. Hoai Ca looked out the window, listening to the wind blowing through the garden, but her mind couldn't settle. He left again without saying anything. Could this really be the end? She wondered. This feeling, the feeling of loss and abandonment, made Hoai Ca face a truth she had long avoided. She couldn't keep living in this loneliness. She stood up, deciding to do something to change things. I can't keep waiting and suffering like this. I have to be strong, she told herself. Hoai Ca knew that no matter how much she wanted to, she couldn't keep standing still and waiting for others to change. She couldn't live on false hopes without putting in the effort herself.
Con phải nhớ, con vẫn còn cô Nhi và Hồng, họ đang đợi con. Mọi người đều vậy. Hãy tiếp tục tiến về phía trước, dù cho có khó khăn đến đâu, dù khi đó con mới có thể trở về với gia đình yêu thương con. Trở lại làm, họ đang gọi cô biết điều đó, cô cảm nhận thấy điều đó. Cô tưởng tượng đôi bàn tay nhỏ bé của cô Nhi nắm chặt cửa ra vào, đôi mắt mở to. Cô thấy hình đang đi từ lại xung quanh đường đất, đồng chúa hát lớn với cô và từ chối nổi tiếng, từ chối tin rằng cô có thể ra đi. Họ sẽ không bao giờ từ bỏ cô. Cô gần như có thể nghe thấy họ cầu nguyện: Chúa ơi, xin hãy giữ cô ấy an toàn, xin hãy đưa cô ấy trở lại. Cô vẫn môi dưới, nhìn thấy bị bùn và máu khô, rồi chân cô run rẩy, run rẩy. Cô vẫn tiếp tục bước đi, giữa cây vươn ra để làm cô vấp ngã. Cành cây vào trước mặt cô như thể chúng tôi dùng răng cố gắng níu cô lại. Nhưng cô vẫn tiến về phía trước. Ở đâu đó sâu thẳm bên trong có điều gì đó thì thầm: đừng đứng lại. Cô lại